Morning. It is like the June 7th. It's about 12:30ish or so. I didn't get to bed till like 5 a.m. because I pulled a double last night at work yesterday. But I dreamt some kind of cool dreams actually last night. It took me a second. I laid here. I was like, man, what? And it hit me all at once. I dreamt I was at this convention kind of thing. Tons of people walking around like a party and everything. French people. Lots of French people, because I could understand them. I was like, what? That's French. You know? And it was cloudy. Really, really cloudy. And I was yelling. Oh shit, I just remembered another dream I had. I was yelling at these smoke towers. I was like, it's effing Detroit, man. It's them smog towers, you know? Just yelling at it, and people were kind of not really even paying attention to me. And then it was at the convention, you know, my little brother was there, my sister, my dad, but we didn't have any problems. Another one just hit me real quick. Alright, so anyways, I was rock climbing, going around all these rock climbings, and there were Swede chicks too, because they were running the rock climbing thing. And I remember, you know, having a card and everything. I was asking where my climber card was, because it was like $3.50, $4 to climb each of these things, and each of them were different hard levels, you know. All right, and okay, that's that one. That's that one. Fuck, I kind of forgot one real quick. I had another dream where I was driving my grandma's Jeep. The steering wheel was on the right side this time, and then I was driving a big, huge bicycle with huge, huge wheels, and like it was ridiculous. And then I worked at this place, and my buddy told me he's collecting bikes, so for me to get him one of each of the new BMX bikes that just came out, and I was like, okay. So I remember picking out each of the bikes, and he told me to send him pictures of them, and I sent him some pictures of the bikes, and he's like, all right. Yeah, I was just driving around in my grandma's Jeep a little bit. Now, it was at the city in Wyandotte where I grew up at. Like, I know the city back and forth, you know, so it was kind of real, you know, like everything was exactly as it should be. You know, in my house, I could see it. I was coming down the street and turning up Third, like, it was just crazy. Alright, I had, let's see, okay, another dream. I took this pill. Me and somebody else took this pill, or something like that, something about a pill, and he said something about the quantum shit is off in it, and that the year's like 2024, and I was like, what? And he's like, dude, yeah, look at our M16s, and talking about forward receivers on them and stuff. And I was like, they're badass weapons, you know. I was like, man, and all of a sudden, like, we're walking and scouting around and stuff, and we come across this, like, it's just total post-apocalyptic, man. And just rags everywhere. People wearing, you know, rags. And little shack towns and stuff like that. We're seeing everybody's got big long beards and everything, and pour off and everything, and we're kind of just staying at the distance watching them and stuff. So it was crazy. Now, what was that fourth one? I just remembered. It was in my head and then it popped out. Because that other one hit me too quick. So yeah. Driving around the Jeep, selling my buddy's bikes, going to that rock climbing and stuff like that. It wasn't real rock climbing, it was those ones you see at like carnivals where you know, it just goes straight up. This one was just intense. Like, it was straight up in one peg, and it would go one peg. And I was like, I'll do the hard one, and she's like, are you sure you're going to be able to hold yourself to do it? I was like, just strap me in, you know. But I never got to climb it. You know, I knew I was climbing all of them, but in my dream, you know, I knew I was climbing them, but I had not visually seen me climbing them. It's like I jumped in, and my climber card was already checked off and everything. It was weird. All the people who operated the rock climbing were talking on radios, and I had changed the frequency of one of my scanners and was picking up what they were saying. Nothing too important, I just know I was doing it. But at that same convention, that's when I was yelling at the big smoke towers, because there was nasty radioactive water that ran up next to the beach shore. That's where it took place at the festival thing. Oh, something about a plane, too. I think I was flying a helicopter in one dream and it went down on me. But the rock climbing thing, it wasn't all rock climbing, it was other stuff too, but it was all next to this radioactive water kind of thing, and then on the other side it was all cloudy. You could see sunshine wanting to come through at the end. I took a picture this morning when I got off work of the clouds and the sun starting to peer through it, and that's why I think I dreamt of them clouds. So that's it. But I was yelling at, you know, Detroit, like, it's effing Detroit, man. Like, they're the cause of it all. And it was just funny. So, but yeah. And then, let's see. Alright, the apocalyptic thing, it was all pretty much as is. So we jumped forward in time, new weapons, locals were bad off, and I was driving this Jeep, and it was in the right side. I remember bumping somebody, but when I was driving, it was like I was pedaling a bike. Like, I pedaled it forward hard to go, and I accidentally bumped somebody and had to quickly pedal it backwards, and I was like, oh man. So, that was kind of weird. And she was walking around, and I was over by my house, my old house that I grew up on. That's about it. I never seen my buddy, but I was texting him and stuff. Shit. I remember looking at these guys riding a motorcycle, you know, and I was waiting for them to come start something with me, you know. But I was really tired, and I only had one eye. My left eye was gone, and I couldn't see out of it. I just remember doing this, you know, and I was really dazed and weaving around, and I was just staring at these guys, you know. They had that Ducati motorcycle, one that looks like a dirt bike, newer model. And then they just drove off. There was a hay bale, same dream, where I drove the Jeep, and then my buddy texted me about bikes. And then I seen those guys while I was waiting around. And then I seen these bales of something in a field. Something was inside of them, wrapped up, but then there was nothing in there anymore. And I was wondering what climbed out of these bales of hay. Like, the strings were cut and it was all wide open and everything. That's about it for that one. And then the convention. It's kind of cool, the convention, like walking around getting goodie bags and stuff like that, you know, like a regular festive kind of thing, but like the fucking Catalina wine mixer. It was weird. Alright, well, I'm gonna get off here and start my day since I've woken up late as late can be. So, alright, I'll talk to you guys next time. If I remember anything, I'll post it back up. Alright, sweet dreams, guys.